Everybody gangsta, but we never see you flexing on your true enemies. Hey, I forgive myself for what I plan to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from the likes of you. Your destruction is my goal. I decided to let you know you are done here. I call upon the spirit of the beast, sleeping inside our people to awaken. I call for the spirit of warfare to come sit upon the south side. Hey, I forgive myself for what I plan to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from the likes of you. Your destruction is my goal. I decided to let you know you are done here. All of your tricks, all of your schemes, evil dreams, and all of your lies, all of your murdering my people in the scheme of things just seems to be buying us time. Time to repair, prepare, and shake this irrational fear of you. Time for us to shave our hair to prepare for a final fight with you. Hey, I forgive myself for what I plan to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from the likes of you. Your destruction is my goal. I decided to let you know you are done here. Murder is your pleasure, kill for less. A devil tester, evil tester, nigga blesser. Always running with the beast. Whenever you get around, bullets flying, people dying, baby crying. Hear the siren, all destruction must increase. Government cooperation and alignment. Your assignment is to murder all the people of originality. You are never to be trusted, so disgusting is your presence. Manchurian candidate will destroy new society. Everybody gangsta, but we never see you flexing on your true enemies. Hey, I forgive myself for what I plan to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from the likes of you. Your destruction is my goal. I decided to let you know you are done here.
Test, test, test. What's good, everybody? Yeah, man. Got interrupted the other day. Well, yesterday. Something going on with the internet. Hope it does not happen again. I have to start using a alternative version of the internet for myself. I had to take my baby downstairs. I'm saying she can be trying to steal my life. It's all right. She can steal. Pharaoh says blessings to have you back, Fire. Yo, thank you for feeling like that. Thank you for feeling so. Talk Black to me says I made it on time. I think we all can say we made it on time. Yeah. I'm trying to get a feel for everything doing this live stuff, cause I'm used to doing my lives. Well, not my lives, but I'm used to doing videos pre-recorded, and I do the graphics and the uploading and the subtitles, and kind of making it like a news broadcast. So this is a different format. It's live, and anything can happen. So there's that. What we were speaking on yesterday. Let me check to make sure my bandwidth is fine. MKJ says, when you drop a new song, I gotta get a house, man. I've been in a bad mental space. Yeah, I've been in a bad mental space, man. And when I'm like that, I can't really write. And if you heard my stuff before, my music is not some junk you can write in 5 minutes. Unless you're some super genius. If you listen to my lyrics and all my production, that's all me. I play all the instruments, I sing all the songs, the choruses, I write all the verses, I sing everything, I arrange everything. It's all me. So all my graphics and little things you see, that's all me. I do everything. All my graphics designs, all my album covers, everything is me. So when I decide to put something else out, it's very taxing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I use OBS. OBS is like your own personal, studio equipment that's actually on your computer. You download it, it's yours. You might need a update every now and again, but I do not use Windows. I use Linux. For those who know about operating systems, so yeah. Yo, oh, Big Herc says, "What's good, brother? What's the goods?" He says, "Do you still have those clocks?" Yeah, I make them. I make those, on upon request, and they're not cheap. Those things are giant, and they're made of real glass and steel. So if I make you one, that junk is high quality. I paint everything, I design everything. Everything is, yeah. I don't make no junk. All right? My junk is high class. You know, doing something on your wall that look nice and nobody else got one, or you only have some other individual that got one. Yeah. Get one. But I do make those upon request. But yeah, them KJs said, I learned how to zero from a video you did a while back. Hold up. Talking about zero your gun? I had to snatch that video off. because of what was going on, and somebody had alerted me to something that was wrong with my gun. Thanks. And I wasn't thinking about it. But I still have that video. It's just I would have to edit that thing heavily in order to block whatever it was in my video out. But I would redo it. I'll just redo it. Or not. I don't know. I mean, just block the thing, whatever it is, whatever that is. I don't know. But yeah, I did a video about shooting and how you should zero your gun, and I could shoot pretty far without a scope and hit stuff. Mr. Zone, Mr. Ozone, my brody, he's like that too. When I was in the Marines, they was asking me to be part of the sniper team, go to sniper school. And that was straight out of boot camp. So imagine if I had really done that junk. Lord, I might be a different person. I don't know. I probably would feel bad now, because I do not feel the same as I did before. When you grow up and you learn things and you know better, you start to feel bad about your past decisions due to, the ramifications of those decisions and their possibilities. So there's that. I would hate to have, gone over there and taken lives of individuals who never knew I existed. Personally, they got families just like us. They got little babies running around just like we do. They want to go home. I want to go home. The president, you ever think about this? The presidents these days, they do not fight their own wars. They'll send you and your babies over there to fight a war. Okay? They'll send your kid over there to lose their life. Meanwhile, they're on a resort somewhere, laughing and giggling, talking about how dumb we are for being over there dying for some junk that doesn't even matter. Okay? Like after the fact, when the towers were hit, 20 years later, even though we already knew it, 20 years later, we get all the facts. Yeah, it was fake. Yeah, people actually died and we actually destroyed the buildings, but, it was a false flag. It was a whole false flag. Them KJs. Whoa! Thank you for that. Them KJs said 999. Thank you for your contribution, bro. He says, I've been around for a bit and still have to say respect what you and the Infect did for someone like me. What did we do, man? What did we do? I know, I get it, man. I get it. I totally do. I remember the women standing on the sideline literally crying, man. There was tears. They really felt that. They was like, yo, we was shook. We was scared. We thought nobody cared about us. We thought no good black man was around. We didn't know. We thought every black dude was a dirtbag until Mr. J and the peoples showed up. I'm sad about how things turned out, I wish we had a better name. I wish, things had been on better terms. But like someone told me today when I was talking to them, Mr. J brought us together. If it was anything that was right, he brought us all together. And that's what we needed. And I think we should keep that. Keep that in mind. We came together and there was no issues. They said it could never be done. We did it a couple of times. Then foolery was injected because, We didn't bring the foolery. They had to create some foolery around what we were doing. So there was that, man. Them KJs said, we inspired. Hey, man, I was just doing the job. It wasn't just me. It was all of us. We was doing the job. It was just I was one of the ones who was the most vocal out of a lot of us. There was a couple of us that was vocal, but I don't know. People kept looking at me for whatever reason. Talk Black to Me podcast says we should not have to let home get locked up. Homie, yeah. No, he's gonna be free. Trust. I know what's going on. He's not gonna stay in there. I'm gonna just say his bags are packed. He's getting out. And we gonna stand on that. He tried to frame my bro, just like I know the Most High got him. I told him when I was on the phone with him, keep your prayers up. No, do not flinch at what they trying to do to you. Okay? When you fight the enemy, when you go against the grain in this enemy system, you already know what it is. You got to fight them enemies. You got to fight all the way. You can't stand against the enemy and then be like, I don't really mean it that much. Nah, if you're going to step. Step all the way. That's why people was like, well, why you don't wear your mask? Because first of all, I drove my car here. I brought my cell phone with me, number two. And, my face is being seen. So if you did not scan my license plate, you're seeing me somewhere around in the vicinity. So I put my face on it. I don't care. It is what it is. Nobody could never tell me, my kids gonna always know. Yeah, I've been known to do some crazy stuff in the past. Yeah, that's what I'm known for around here, doing crazy damn stuff. But my intentions are always for the people. Okay? Talk Black to Me says, right, but we can't keep taking the same losses. Oh, no. Please do not, get it mixed up and tangled up. Just because I say my brother's getting out doesn't mean we're going to let that fly. No. That dude, that so-called officer is probably somewhere alive because the broadcast was made on live TV saying, oh yeah, the officer recovered, he's fine, he's with his family, whoop-de-whoop. And then shortly after, they snatched their junk offline. And the officer that announced that got reprimanded. Now, why in the hell would he say the officer is fine, and then all of a sudden, oh no, he's in the grave, and, there's roaches crawling all over him, and he's just, oh God, horrible. Get out of here. How do you do that? How do you do that? Say your grandma died. She ate the wrong, pecan pie, and she kicked the freaking bucket. All right. But then it was later known that she ain't really kicked the bucket. She was just, choking a little bit, and she passed out. She woke up. So people was like, yo, why are you out here telling people that she revived? You know what I'm saying? We trying to get that insurance money real quick. You should, not be saying that. Let old buddy take the rap for making her the bad pecan pie. You know what I'm saying? That's what they trying to do to old buddy. Forget them. Forget them. They can kick rocks with no socks. Okay? Forget them. He says, I remember seeing the pics of you before I found your channel and during the Louisville formation. Yeah, man. That was kind of scary. That was a scary thing. I never seen that before. I was like, whoa. I looked on a German website, and then those pictures are on in the German website. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. Huh. Ah. Yeah, I lived in Germany when I was a kid. He says, them KJ says always rocking hater blockers. To me, that made me stand up for justice without having to conform. Free ozone, free G and J. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't wish jail on anybody who don't deserve it. Okay. People can scam, they can do whatever they do. But you ain't murder nobody, you didn't, cause nobody to lose their life or what. Get up out of the prison, man. Get up out the jail. We know the Caucasians will set up anything. We already know that it's already being done. The exposés are being done long ago. The feds, the CIA, the NSA, the GEA, all the ABC gangs. They're all evil. They're all some gangsters. Okay? All of them. Everyone. They're all corrupt. And the police is just exactly what it started out as, slave catchers. It's straight like that. And now I'm like, okay, bet. We should treat them all the same. Just like some slave catchers. They over here trying to set you up on some foolery. Bet. Treat them the same. No slack. They all can get it. They all can get the smoke. This is how we have to roll. Just like I said the other day. Umar Johnson, he said it himself. Okay? He's a cool dude. I know he like to chase the skirts a little bit, but that's his character flaw. He ain't hurting nobody. Many men, great and not so great, have fallen chasing the skirt. It is an age-old thing we have to deal with in our leadership. We all got to fight it. But he said himself, the only way these individuals, these feds, these cops, these CIA agents, these Caucasian terrorists, the only way they're gonna leave us alone is we go toe to toe with them, and that's what's called civil war or the race war, whatever you say. How many? Because truthfully, how many more times we gonna march? I'm not marching no more. I marched in the Marines. I marched in ROTC. I marched. I did that. That was for fashion. I'm not doing it again. Next time somebody show up with some foolery, it's mission time. We're not talking about it. We're not marching. We're not showing up with no parade, none of that junk. We're not doing that. With no freaking formations. We're not putting masks on unless it's the real mask. All identifying items coming off. Cell phones left at the house. Communication devices and throwaways. That's the only thing we take. That comes out. Not fooling around. I might giggle and what. That's another thing. People, they have a right to unfollow and all this stuff. It's cool. But just please know, I'm a human being too. I got kids, I got a sense of humor. Got feelings. I just like to stand up for my people. And I do that in a very particular way. Okay? I am a technologist. I am an engineer. I do that. But all people know is my guns. Okay? I'm a recording artist. Family is musically inclined. That's what we do. But we're also engineers and people who do highly cerebral things. All right? But I'm the one that's gonna bust you if you try to fool with my people. That's what I do. But we were talking about the other day about how we as men need, how a proper male disposition is vital to our ability to protect and make good choices. And where I left off, I think, was where we were talking about, you know, just having proper morals as a man, not running around wasting your life, chasing skirts and junk and causing a bad situation for yourself. When we know the outcome, we already know what's going to happen from those things. We we could cut out a lot of our own headache and hardship and just unnecessary trials by just using some personal self-management. Some discipline is what they say out here. You don't got to be with every woman. They look. I get it. Black women fine as hell. I get it. Totally do. They fine as hell. Feeling good sometime. You know. I don't know about these new generation females, but the ones that got it together. Pow. I get it. Totally do. But if it's not for you, look away. Keep it moving. We got missions to do, man. We got missions to do. We got stuff to build, and we got things to protect. If we do not do the creation of the military aspect of what we need to protect our stuff, how are we going to create the stuff that's going to last? We remember what happened in the 1930s with the bombing of the Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all the rest of our little cities that we created. Okay. They bombed our airplane factories that we had. They bombed our car factories that we had. They bombed all our piano making, factories that we had. They bombed all of our stuff. How far do you think we all were from having our own military with instruments of technology? Think about all the technology we have created. Okay, we think we have been told and taught that we created nothing. No, most of this stuff, this technology out here, we created that. This camera that I'm looking into, okay, there's components in there that we invented. So this broadcast would not be visible without those components. This microphone, the way this microphone is configured, was invented by a black person. Okay, a lot of the ideas, the components in most technology, okay, the major components that you need were invented by black people. The idea for the cell phone was invented by a black person. The algorithm you need to calculate the what is it? The orbit of the moon, so you could reach the moon in a proper time. That was created by a black woman. Meanwhile, at NASA, black people had to basically work in the closet, in the broom closet, while everybody else was like, yeah, they just here to do, yard work or whatever the hell. They in there doing major work, creating algorithms and junk on notepads. That's how smart we were. That's how smart black women were. That's why I said I need black women, black female mathematicians for my school. Cause black females is hell with some math, man. Get their minds together, get them together, gathered properly, bro, they're going to be hell on some math. They can be solving all types and kinds of equations. We need that. Can't properly build robots and create movements without proper algorithms. Them KJ's, Kemet 432 says facts. Them KJ's says Phillips Iguali developed the internet. Yeah. There's many different stories and many different people who claim these things. Okay. But we all know that the patent office was created for Caucasians to basically steal legally. Notice how they create systems where they can do devilish stuff in a so-called legal means. Like, they created documentations that made it legal for them to own human beings, but how do you own a person? That's like saying I own the sun. Go up there and touch it then. Let's see how far you can stand away from it before, the radiation alone gives you uh accelerated cancer. And then you get baked to death at 5 million degrees. I own the sun. Like Bill Gates said he's going to block out the sun. I'm going to block out the sun. Who? I don't know if anybody has ever seen the clip where Bill Gates was walking up to, I think, a congressional building or some junk, and some fool came from out from behind the corner and busted him in the face with a pie. I think that was to say, hey, this was a pie this time. It could have easily been something else. Those of us old enough to remember Ronald Reagan when somebody at him outside and he almost met his end. Okay? Could have easily been that. Gates is a problem. Gates is a whole problem. He needs to fall down a couple of flights of stairs and not wake up. I'm just saying. We don't like Gates over here. Only gate I like is the one outside my house. That's the only one I like. Okay. But what I'm saying is, in order for us to create anything and have it stand, we have to be able to defend that. In order for us to be able to defend that, we need a system of militaristic ideals, orders, and structures in place. We need that. That's what messed us up with the Tulsa, Oklahoma thing. That's what messed us up. We didn't have a system to respond to those monkey people dropping bombs on our city. Like imagine that. The Constitution says you're not supposed to, use your military instruments to wage war upon your own people. Yet these individuals did just that. So that alone lets me know that these people are a joke. You should no more be afraid of them than you are a fly. Truthfully speaking. You should not. People be like, oh, you got to follow the laws. Yeah. Yeah, you could. You could follow the laws. Do they follow the laws? Ask yourself, how many times have you seen cops riding around texting on the phone? How many times have you sat around and seen cops behind a Walmart with a female in the front seat that's not the police? How many times have you seen cops eating burgers and fries and junk and they driving with their knees or whatever the hell? How many times have you seen these things? They don't follow the law. How many times have you seen cops using their lights just to go through a red light and it's not freaking an emergency? This fool put on the red light so he could hurry up and go to McDonald's and get burgers and fries and junk so he could accelerate his diabetes. Okay. Kemet says, yep. This is always. KJ says, Philly 85. Yeah. Crap out of here, man. Nobody got time to play with these individuals. They're not playing with us. We're seeing real debt, and this is the sick and sad part of it. We see the debt all the time, just like here in Fayetteville. Okay, Fayetteville, North Carolina. We just had a couple of individuals be murdered by the cop. Okay, black girl was having a mental breakdown because she was getting beat and abused in her so-called relationship. And she was having a horrible day. She said she wanted to kill herself and she had a gun to her head like, bah, 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 bah. I want to do it. And the cop shows up. You know how they do. They run up on the scene, guns drawn already. Put gun down, here, put gun down. If she says she want to kill herself, you think she's gonna put the gun down? Common sense would have told you that. Oh, 911, we got a emergency over here. Somebody said they're gonna kill themselves. They said they're gonna kill who? Themselves. Everybody? No, themselves. Oh, they want a mass murder. No, they're gonna kill themselves. There should never be cops anywhere near a mentally ill individual. Remember the time that there was a social worker that had an autistic patient, and the autistic patient was having an episode outside, and the social worker was a black man. The patient was white. The patient was bigger than the black man, and they were saying, "Oh, he was having a so-called episode, and the black dude seen the cops coming. So what he did, he told the boy to lay on the ground, and he laid on the ground with him, and they both had their hands up, and the cops still shot. Yeah, they shot the worker, and the dude was like, "Why? Why did you just do that? For what reason?" And the dude was like, "Oh, no, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man." It's just innate within them to terrorize us. It is innate. I do not care about, any of their plights or any of this junk. I could care. I really could. I could care less. The man was laying on the ground. Only thing was up was his feet. And they shot that man through his freaking foot. Okay? There's 100 instances just like that. I would be all night naming those for hours. And that's the sad part. How many more times we gonna let this junk fly? We know Chris Dorner. Okay, we know Xavier, what's his name? Chris Dorner, Xavier, whatever the hell his name was. And then what the hell was his name? I just had it. Anyway. Those guys. The heroes. Micah Johnson. Okay? Those are heroes. They did what they were supposed to do. I'm sad that they did not, make it. I wish we would have had a team down there that could have got him out, and his identity would have never been known. But that's the only way they're going to learn. That's the only way. You give them what they give you. You give me poison, I'm not going to give you chocolate cake. You give me poison, I'm going to give you a nuke. You slap my face, I'm going to blow up your house. Straight like that. This is warfare. We can't play with him. They shot that girl here 17 times. 17. times. You mean to tell me somebody who's distraught, sitting in their car, not pointing the gun at anyone with themselves. You shoot that person 17 times because you're scared. Get your dumb ass off a job. Get off the job. Kemet says they are not our peers or species, really, and they're not. Forget them. Forget them. I'm doing every bit the best I can to, keep my face intact while I'm out here dealing with these Caucasians, man. We have to have relationships with them. We do. There's things we do need from these individuals because, we out here and we late in the game. And sadly, we have to learn the game from these individuals while protecting ourselves from these same individuals. Which brings us back to the topic. How do you get a proper male disposition that makes us, able to properly protect and make good choices? A lot of us, we're missing a bunch of key components and elements to our personalities and characters that makes us kind of inept in our abilities. People see it. They know why. They know why. A lot of the stuff that happened to us was done on purpose. They was trying to break us as men on the plantation, had us walking around in dresses. They think that whole dress thing is new. It's not. The dress thing came a long, long time ago through slavery. They had us walking around on many plantations in dresses. Men were prohibited to wear pants. And in lots of places. Some of the places didn't do that, but there were many plantations where it was a straight homo show. They been on that. These athletes, these $1 million and $1 billion athletes, they don't have any power. Anytime you see a 7-foot tall man put on a dress cause a white man says so, you're not powerful, bro. There ain't no way you're gonna get me in no damn dress. There's no way. Dave Chappelle did it right. He did it exactly how he was supposed to. They offered to do $50 million. Okay. Told him some foolery. He denied it and walked away because he already knew what was up. Anytime the Caucasian comes to you with, the nigga trinket, you deny the nigga trinket. They bet on you answering the nigga trinket because, they say, oh, you just a nigga. Take this trinket. You know you want it. Take these white girls and these butter biscuits. You understand? Forget them. We're supposed to be, predisposed to liking nigga trinkets and snow bunnies and chicken and watermelon. I don't even eat meat. We got to create these systems, man. We have to create these things. We need that out here. We totally do. We need to bring back training our kids up militarily. We see these white people training their little kids. Okay. See them in the media. little baby white boy on the range, shooting, hitting the targets. Little baby white girl at the range, shooting the targets, hitting them, pushing the gun. Ooh, hit, 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 hit. What we doing? We dressing up our kids to look like Tyrones and Tyrelliuses and Shandors and Shaquilanishas. Hell no. Teach that kid a bunch of different languages. Teach that kid a bunch of science and math. Teach that kid how to shoot. Teach that kid triangulation. Teach that kid some technological skills and prowess. These Caucasian kids are well rounded. What the hell are we? I'm sick of I'm tired of seeing us taking these losses. Like at some point, I know somebody said yesterday we don't need leaders. That's only, true in certain instances. We always need a leader. Always. But this is what I propose. If I know how these Caucasians do, I spoke to their troops, the feds. I spoke to them. They want us to, crown a leader. They want us to do that. Okay. The minute we crown a leader, they murder that individual. Why? Because grassroots leaders are always the best. You come from the people. The people know you. They know who you are. They crown you. When the people crown you, you know it's a thing. When the government gives you a leader, you know it is also a thing. A false thing. It's a deadly thing. You don't see your leader coming up from around you. You don't see your leader outside when you outside. You never see your leader doing what you supposed to be doing. You never see your leader out here, just out and about with the people whenever you can. You're not the one. But if you got somebody who just shows up on the scene and automatically all cameras is on them and they got authority to do stuff and say crazy junk and make threats and nobody bother them, yeah, fed, agent, all day. We need our own leaders. You create a code. Everybody abide by the code. Teach everybody to stay on code. Everybody a part of the group be on code at all times. Sure, the leader gave the code. The code is impeccable. The logic is undeniable. Once we know that and we put it into action, it matters not who the leader is. Doesn't matter. Because you got the code. Good leader creates the code. The code makes all of us the leader. You lead yourself by following the code. You understand? This is the reason they take all the black geniuses out of the black, societies and neighborhoods. Called brain drain. They don't need any of us surviving to do anything good. Forget that. What we gonna do? Go teach other Negroes how to be a genius? Nah, they don't need that. No. We don't need highly skilled, highly psychological, highly cerebral Negroes running around here creating robotic things that fly in the sky like we do. We don't need that. Because Lord knows, one of them going to get some revenge. They know that. Most of us are not the type, it's not in our, collective nature to do that. But there's an element among us It's called the warrior class. We ain't gonna forget. And ain't forgiven either. And we are not anonymous. Hell no. Hells no. I want to let me cue up a video real quick. Got a video I want to show. I know a lot of us are not religious, but these are just ideals that we should, strive to live by. It's always the good parts that we can take away from every system. I come out to the church. I left that situation, but I still live by the standards because the standards were not a part of church. The standards came from our ancestors, and the Caucasian made those things a part of that institution that had nothing to do with it. Okay? So, any so-called religious system was only created to keep people, accountable. If you live and abide by the system, you're always accountable to your brother and your sister, and things can flow well. We have no more systems anymore that people abide by, which is why we are all out of order. Okay? So, every man must have a code. Every woman must have a code. There's an honor system. If you honor yourself, you will honor your brother. If you honor your brother, you will honor yourself. We all follow that, we will have no problems. We know it's not going to be a perfect situation, but if many of us are doing that, I think we're going to draw to each other. Like attracts like. Truthfully speaking. Let me cue up this video really quick. I'm gonna turn on my audio. BK from the Rockies, man, what's going on? Thank you for your support, man. Everything in contribution is needed. Y'all let me know if you can hear this.
What are you looking for in a man?
So let me say this before I say, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Before I say what I want, what I desire in a man, let me say this. There is nothing that a man I love couldn't put in my hands and I multiply it. Nothing.
That's fact.
I don't care if he worked at Burger King. By the time we get finished, he gonna own a chain of them. There is nothing a man I love couldn't put in my hands and I can't multiply. So let me put that right here. Let me say what I desire. The Bible doesn't give a whole lot of information necessarily on how we date. But we can look at the characteristics of God to determine what type of person we want. So I'm not telling you a person that I want to date. I'm telling you what I want from a husband.
Fact.
So from a husband, I desire a man who has very clear vision.
Yes.
He is clear about purpose and destiny, not just for himself, but a man who you marry has to be able to cultivate what is in and on you as well. So I can't have a man who is unclear about where he is going and who is intimidated by what and who I am. He has to be able to help me cultivate what I am as well. So I desire clear vision. I desire clear purpose. I need definition. I'm not a go with the flow type of woman. I need to know where we going, what we doing, what's the destination. I thrive. Hear this. I thrive when I know what's going on, and I shouldn't have to ask you. I need you to lay out the plan for us. Take me on a drive. Huh?
Do we understand what she's saying here? Do we understand what she's saying here? I'm gonna go back in, but this ties into our ability to protect and make good choices. We cannot be an effective warrior class if we do not have families. Okay? If this is the very reason why the Caucasians ruined our families in the first place. Okay? They knew back in the 20s, the teens, okay, the late 18th century, we had families straight out of slavery. All of those people that was fighting against the oppression, they came from strong families. They had a daddy who stayed in his place. They had a mama who stayed in her place. She wasn't trying to do the man's job, and he wasn't trying to do the woman's job. They was doing what each other was supposed to do. And they came together where they knew they could. What the man was bad at, the mama knew, and she could take it in and make the compromise. Where what she was bad at, the man will come in and make the compromise for it. Okay, that's what we were doing. There was no competition. Why? Because we was both losing. We was both the loser. We knew who our enemy was, and we was both aiming at the enemy, not at each other. Now they got us out here aiming at each other. You know what I'm saying? We like this. And we should be like this. We cannot be an effective warrior class until we bring our families back. Okay? Now, am I saying all? No. Forget all. Forget all. We're never going to there's never going to be whole population black unity. It will never happen. We're too messed up for that. We need a class of the willing. Those who are humble enough to see the errors in their ways and also brave enough to fight the enemy without flinching. Okay? So what she's saying here, the type of man she needs is the type that has, drive, who's able to take, initiative, who can put things into action. Okay? Now, she's not saying you got to have $1 billion like these crazy modern women. Okay? You don't got to have, 6 figures or whatever hell. She said you could work at freaking Burger King as long as you know where you're going. As long as you're an assertive man and you on your jump, you going to your job every day, you looking nice, you got some discipline about yourself. Okay? That's what she said. Hey, I'm gonna follow you. I know where you're going. You got a plan for me. Bet. Are we like that? Hey, bro, I'm working at the tire shop, but I'm only going to be here for a couple of years. I need to get, $10,000 out of this job. And I'm going to invest that $10,000 in some special stocks, and I'm going to multiply that into $300,000. I'm going to take, maybe $50,000 of that, start a business, and then, buy a house. So me and my lady can be married or what? I can put her up nice. That sounds like a plan. You understand? Now, I'm not blaming us. I'm not blaming us. Look at what we come from. We have had 70 years of having no power. We have had 70 years of having no power. You know what I'm saying? Now we have to undo that foolery for those of us who are brave enough to go after it. Kim at 432 says, "Don't chase that horse. Many of our women don't want to be wives or partners. That's just sweet talk. We don't have time for that." Oh, I get it, bro. I get it. We don't have time for it, but I still got to touch on it for those of us that do. I was married before. Okay? I was married before. And my kids are different. My kids, cousins, and friends, they're different too. There is a difference. The difference is psychological. It totally is. It totally is. When you raise up a child in that complete home where dad is in there and mom is in there and they both, together, and you see them doing whatever they do, the kid comes out different. Totally does. Now people say, oh, well, you could have two parents and it still be horrible. Okay, those are horrible individuals. We get that. That's a bad situation. Throw them in the trash. Start over. We're talking about normal people. Well, the idea of what is normal is regular. Okay, you're not abusing your kids. You're not doing no crazy stuff to your woman. She's not doing no crazy junk to you. You all are doing what you're supposed to do as husband and wife, and you're raising your kids properly. Okay? That type of situation turns out 85% good. But compared to kids who do not have that, it's always some type of complication that happens, and is most of the time ending in some either a tragedy, some type of harm done to somebody, a loss. Always. I grew up like that. I've been on both sides, man. Kemet says, we are the last generation with black fathers. Right. I didn't have one. My dad was on crack. Okay. But I had many people that the Most High put in my path that gave me what I needed to, make it. I didn't do the best, but I did better than what I would have done without them. My dad was a crackhead. Okay, I grew up in a drug house. I didn't turn into a serial killer. I didn't turn into, a female abuser. If you get my drift without me saying it. Being abused myself, I didn't turn into a man abuser or a baby abuser, okay? Saying that without saying it. Okay? I've been through some horrible junk. So it was the Most High that had his hand on me to keep me from being that, the things that happened to me. All right? And those people being in my path, that only helped. So there's a lot of kids who do not have those people like I had. They had nobody, and we see how they turn out, especially in this generation. Then KJ says, my dad too. See, look at it, man. Look at it. I'm not one of these dudes who's gonna be like, we gotta do better, man. I ain't with that. Yeah, obviously. We all know we got to do better. A lot of people don't know how. How do you overcome, your family being a crack family? How do you overcome growing up in a drug house? How do you tell somebody, oh, all my problems stem from, being abused by, a pervert dad? Yeah, he was in the house, but he was doing effed up stuff to you in the house. Or your mom was the pervert and she was doing effed up stuff to you in the house or letting other people do it. Like, nobody talks about this junk. You understand? How do you explain that to people? Nobody cares. Nobody talks about it. Oh, no sound.
He has to be able to help me cultivate what I am as well. So I desire clear vision. I desire clear purpose. I need definition. I'm not a go with the flow type of woman. I need to know where we going, what we doing, what's the destination. I thrive. Hear this. I thrive when I know what's going on, and I shouldn't have to ask you. I need you to lay out the plan for us. Take me on a drive. Huh? 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 Huh?
Go ahead, go stand up,
Wait
go
a
stand
minute,
up, stand up, stand up.
Hold on. Listen, I don't care if you gotta put me in a car. We ain't gotta have no money at this point, but hold on. Put me in a car, drive me around, talk to me. Tell me, baby, this is what we getting ready to do. This is the land that I desire to buy. These are the businesses that I desire to have. This is what I want. Make it clear. I thrive in clarity. The Bible says that God is not the author of confusion. So I ought to know exactly where I stand with you. Hear this. I ought to know exactly where I stand with you. And I ought to know where I fit in your life. I'm not competing with your mama, your sister, your daughter, your dog. My space, hear this. My space in your life ought to be solidified. I don't care if Beyonce walk in the room. I ought to be the baddest thing to you. Listen, listen. Once he's laid out vision, once we know the direction that we are going in, I desire a disciplined man. A man who don't gotta sleep with everything he sees. I desire a man who can communicate to me. Tell me you ain't gotta be perfect, but I can't work with what I don't know. Tell me what I don't know.
Now, I know a lot of us is off the whole marriage thing. Being divorced, okay, bro, my kids was taken away from me and taken to a whole other state. And they were not supposed to leave the state without, my permission. Okay? I know the pain all too well. Okay? I know it. I understand. But when you get with the right individuals, a lot of this junk doesn't exist. And this is a lot of our problem. We don't make the right choices due to how we grew up. We chase the types of women that we were raised by. We look for the same malfunction in the females that we attract. That basically raised us, okay? The malfunctions that was in our mom is ultimately the types of malfunctions that'll be in the women that we ultimately end up with. That's normally how it happens. It's a psychological thing. It's a spiritual thing. Like attracts like. Sometimes like attracts opposite. You normally will attract either three types. You attract what you are, what you need, and what you need to be. Those are the three types of individuals you attract. Okay? We're not taught how to do spirit work. We're not taught how to do that. We are not taught how to, clean out before we get in relationships. We're not taught that as men. We were taught to go out here and suck off with as many as we possibly can, ruining ourselves. By the time you're damn 19, 20 years old, you done got 15, 20 females under you and possibly 2 kids. You're ruined already. Straight out of the gate. When truthfully speaking, all of that time you spend chasing them females, you could have been making some money. You could have been setting up a business. You could have been learning some junk. You could have been earning your discipline, building your buddy up. But that's not the stuff we're taught. So in this clip, this lady is saying she needs a disciplined man. A lot of us don't have any discipline because what man showed us how to have discipline? We didn't have it. I know I did not. I didn't have it. We need to hear these things. In order to be proper men, we have to have the critiques. I need to know what I'm doing wrong so I can not do the wrong thing and be better. If we're supposed to get some type of power, okay, how do you get that power? Oh, follow some powerful people. Bet. That's what I want to do. You also need a different type of woman. These women are not these type of female. I know I'm a church kid myself. I know the bull crap when I hear it and see it. I know there's good women out there, but the good women are never where the types that we pick up are. Okay? Good man not gonna be in the club. He not gonna be at the strip club. He not gonna be where niggas be on the corner. He not gonna be out there. He gonna probably be at the bookstore. He probably gonna be at the health food store. He gonna probably be at the gym somewhere doing something productive. He probably gonna be at his business in his office, minding his own business, doing what he do. If you ever come across that guy, it probably would be on the days he's at the grocery store, getting his junk. Outside that, you're not gonna see that man. Same thing with the females. The good ones, nowhere around. If you see one and she just happened to be at the store, you better say something. You better ask that question. I have been the club security. Ain't nothing good in the club. Nothing. Any female that go to the club, run. I don't care how fine she is. Crap out of here. Had one female come to the door with a whole body sock on. Looked like she took her big brother's sock and put her feet in it and pulled it all the way up. And then be having the nerve to be like, why you looking at me like you undressing me with your eyeballs? Cause you undressed, fool. The crap you mean? You showing all your junk. You got a freaking sock on. Your brother's sock. You took that junk and pulled it over your head, and now you're just out here looking crazy, pulling your dress down because we can see your junk. What's wrong with you? Who raised you? Oh, I know. Nobody. Crap out of here, man.
Love me, be gentle with me. The Bible says that he washes her with the word of the Lord. You ain't got to know every scripture, but you got to know something. Know something. You got to know something. You provide an environment where I'm safe. My heart is safe. I can go to sleep at night without feeling like I gotta check your phone because I know you lying. I want safety. I want an environment where I can thrive. Because let me tell you this about most women. When a man provides that
Talk
for
about it.
a woman, she will walk through every fire. She will climb every mountain. You ain't gotta have nothing but $5, but if you are loyal to her, she gonna take that $5 and turn it into $500,000. That is what I desire. Hey, listen, ain't nobody got no time for no games. Listen, you have women who are carrying destiny and purpose on them. You don't have time for all of this stuff. And let me tell you this, the enemy uses relationships with us because he knows that it is the one thing that can derail what our destiny is. Hell studies how we love and who we love. It is the thing that demons use the most. This is why we date the same spirit in a different body.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
He knows that if I can get her in a dysfunctional relationship, I can steal her confidence. I can kill her esteem. And then I can destroy her destiny.
Did we hear that? That's basically what I just said. You attract either what you are, what you need, or who you need to be like. Okay? Think about it. How many times have you been with a female or a male or a guy or whatever, and the relationship was horrible, but you get with somebody else and you think, you know, they're a different person, but when things get hard, it turns out that they are the same person. They just look different. You be sitting somewhere, like, yo, I know I left old girl or old dude, because they was like this to me, but it's like this person is the same way. How is that? They are totally different individual. It's a spiritual thing. It's a lesson thing. A lot of times we will be sent individuals into our lives that will cause us to be it will cause us to either learn a lesson or become a lesson. I'll say that. Myself, as a young kid, being abused by females all the time, I had to learn to stand up and not take that. I had to learn that being a gentleman did not mean you take female abuse. I had to learn that. Just because you're a man that stands up for yourself, it does not mean that you're being abusive. And we are being taught out here in this backward society that any man that stands up for himself is an abuser. That's a lie. I started out being abused by females in life, in my first years of life. Females did that. How do you explain that? Nobody talks about dudes that get abused by females. Nobody talks about that. We're not allowed to talk about that. Yeah, I know we're supposed to be the NFAC and whatever the hell. Yeah, we stand for the protection of the people. But how else do you stand for the protection of your people? Teaching your people the right ways to be. That's protecting your people. BK from the Rockies says, bro, so true. We graduated out of K-Town with several pregnant girls during high school. Exactly. That's all we seen. Okay? That's what it was. Think about it. You having a kid in high school. You a teenager. By the time you 30, your kid is almost, your kid about 15, 16. You 38 and your kid is an adult. Crap out of here. BK from the Rockies also says, Kim at 432 says facts. BK from the Rockies says big facts. Ran into that in DC metro area. I dated different chicks and still ran into the same headaches. It's a spirit thing. Until you conquer whatever spirit it is that's being attracted to you, you're gonna run into them same individuals. You have to ask, hey, why am I running into these individuals, these same people with this same spirit? It's a spirit. If you always with a female that don't want to listen, always disrespect you, always want to talk over you and talk for you, that's a Jezebel spirit, man. Obviously, you got to read that story and see how that played out. The dude that was under her was Ahab or whatever his name was, okay? He was always chasing after her skirt. She was black. They was black. She was fine. She had that junk. Okay? He would rather, stay with her and have her available to him because she was so, whatever she was, fine, and then to stand up and risk losing. And that's a lot of our problems. We were taught to be in our feelings versus to be, a man and stand on yours and not worry about what's lost. Who cares? If somebody walk away from you because you tell them the truth, who cares? Who cares? They wasn't the one. These females is like this in this video. Okay, they want what they want, but those types will stand on the truth. If you telling them the truth and it's something for real, bet they gonna stand on that. But these ones out here, these new type individuals, nah, forget that. I played this video so you can see that, you know, a lot of these females out here, they don't have those characteristics. Okay? They do not want to be led. Okay? So if those are the characteristics that you are running into in your relationships as a man, then that will make you less effective as a troop. When I was in the Marines, they would tell us all the time, bro, do not get married. And we would wonder why. But then you would see dudes, when we get deployed somewhere in Afghanistan, dudes they be about to harm themselves. You understand? They be about to harm themselves, you know, while the deployment is going on. Why? Because they got videos and pictures of their wife with some other dude. And dudes telling them, now they feeling like their life is over. Now they can't perform properly. They can't be a troop. You can't protect because your mind is somewhere else. Versus if you had the woman that was for you, you wouldn't have none of those headaches. You understand? We look at the wrong attributes and it gets us in trouble. I know this is some preaching, but I don't care. I preach and shoot and make a robot too, and then sing a song at the end of it. But I'm just saying, y'all know I'm telling the truth. You know it. I'm saying it because I've did it. I've been through it. After my divorce, I kept running into the same type female that I got divorced from. The same type. And the Most High was like, yo, stand up already. Don't let these fools run over you. Yeah, they gonna run away. Because, you know, they don't want to be told the truth. But who cares if they run away? Who you want to please, me or them? I'm trying to be a leader out here. Can't lead unless you've been through some junk and you tell the people what it is that you're being through so they can know they're not alone. People don't tell their business out here because they know everybody sensationalize everything. But this is not for sensationalism. This is for teaching. This is for growth. If I never go past, you know, if I never go past, 14 people watching it live, I don't care. You are watching for a reason. Kemet says, them KJ says respect. Kemet 432 says, laugh out loud. We need more troops. Facts. Focus, but okay. Yeah. But you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it. You gotta think about it, man. All of this stuff matters. It all plays in. You think the Caucasians wasn't thinking about, our personal relationships and how they play into how we was just some relentless fighters and how we was beating them so easy? You think they wasn't thinking about that 50 to 100 years ago? See, the Caucasians, they plan for 50 to 100 years later. We plan for the weekend. If that. We planning to turn up. They planning to take over. How are we going to take our junk back? Do we not realize that most of the farmland in the United States belong to black people? How did they get our farmland? I know somebody personally whose relatives was in a city over. They had the most farmland in North Carolina. Okay? But guess what happened? The Caucasian went over there and sniped him and took his land. Just like that. Come on, man. I need us to be better. I need us to be something great. I need that. If only a handful of us, okay? Who cares? People don't understand that if you're going to take over a city, you do not need 20,000 people on the streets. That's too much. You need at least, I would say 20 to 25 people, 30 at the most. Take over that city. Everybody does specific jobs, different from the rest, but specific and effective. Everybody moving in concert and in unison, doing your job, staying on task, never doing what you're not supposed to do. Do your job, get out of there. Boom. Everybody meet back at the place you're supposed to meet at, leaving whatever the hell behind. It doesn't take much. The Caucasians been doing it forever. I've been taking notes since I was a kid. They tell you exactly what they do because they think we stupid. They know they know for a fact that most of us is not going to, touch a hair on a fly. They know that. We talk that rah rah rah. We talk that, but most of us is not about that life. We're gonna go right in the house and do whatever they say. Put our guns back in the closet. I really do need us to be something. I need that. That makes me feel good. I might be a nobody, but I want to feel like, the sacrifices we made, putting our face out here and dealing with these feds and getting these threats and our buddies going to jail was worth something. Made me feel horrible, my brother in jail like that. But I knew the Most High already told me he getting out, so he getting out, bro. Watch, he gonna get out. Dude's gonna be furious, but he coming out of there. I told him that, and I'm telling you that. Where I was going to go originally was us as men chasing love when we don't really need it. The only love we actually need comes from our mothers and our fathers when we are boys. Not saying that we are not supposed to be loving, but it's not something we're supposed to focus on as men. Yes, you love your wife as you love yourself. That's what the Most High says we're supposed to do. But outside that, we don't chase love because it's not something we focus on. We chase respect. And we don't get the respect we need, it's time to leave that situation. Respect drives us. Love drives the woman. We need to get in our places. I love my people. I respect those who respect me. And I hope the best, and I give Godspeed to those who are doing good. I'm gonna have to get up this live. Gotta go get my baby. And call it a night. Either way, love y'all, man. Thank you for attending my video. I appreciate every one of you all, man. The 14 of you all, y'all matter the most. Okay? Y'all my people. If it's only you that show up, it's still good. At least I got you. You feel me? I'd rather have 14 people that's cool and I know who you are than 40,000 dirtbags who ain't really about that life. Okay? Y'all say your prayers. G, he said, Wainato. Y'all say your prayers. You know, pray for wisdom in whichever way you can. Pray for endurance. Speak those things upon yourself that you want to be every day. And watch them manifest upon yourself. That's what we're supposed to do. All right? Good night.
Everybody gangsta, but we never see you flexing on your true enemies. Hey, I forgive myself for what I plan to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from. Everybody gangsta, but we never see you flexing on your true enemies. Hey, I forgive myself for what I plan to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from the likes of you. Your destruction is my goal. I decided to let you know you are done here. I call upon the spirit of the beast, sleeping inside our people to awaken. I call for the spirit of warfare to come sit upon the south side. Hey, I forgive myself for what I plan to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from the likes of you. Your destruction is my goal. I decided to let you know you are done here. All of your tricks, all of your schemes, evil dreams, and all of your lies, all of your murdering my people in the scheme of things just seems to be buying us time. Time to prepare, and shake this irrational fear of you. Time for us to shave our hair to prepare for a final fight with you. Hey, I forgive myself for what I plan to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from the likes of you. Your destruction is my goal. I decided to let you know you are done here. Murder is your pleasure, kill for less. A devil tester, evil tester, nigga blesser. Always running with the beast. Whenever you get around, bullets flying, people dying, baby crying. Hear the siren, all destruction must increase. Government cooperation and alignment. Your assignment is to murder all the people of originality. You are never to be trusted. So disgusting is your presence. Manchurian candidate will destroy new society. Everybody gangsta, but we never see you flexing on your true enemies. Hey, I forgive myself for what I plan